Hi everyone, my name is Hassan Habib. I'm a student consultant, and today I'd like to share with you how to write down more than 350 words for a specific question. And don't worry, 350 words is not that much word. I mean, if you follow my instruction and if you use my tools, you'll be able to write down more than 350 words. So you need to utilize 5 tools: what, why, how, when, and where. So if you ask these 5 questions to the topic, then you'll be able to write down more than 350 words. And on the top of that, you need to utilize 3 more tools, that is create a story, make a story, give some sort of evidence, and give examples. So once you do that, you'll be able to write down 350 words. So now I'd like to share with you the topic is, what sort of challenge do you have at home or work? So I'd like to share with you one by one, both of them. So first of all, the question is, what sort of challenge do you have at home? So if you get this question, so you need to ask 5 questions. So what sort of challenge I have got, why do I have this sort of challenge, how I'm gonna deal with that, when I have got this sort of challenge, and where I have got this sort of challenge. So if you ask these 5 questions, you will be able to answer all of them and try to make a story, evidence, and examples. So you can answer it. For example, it might be your discipline, it might be your time management, it might be your finance. That might be some sort of challenge at home. So now I'd like to start with the finance, for example. So now I'd like to tell you exactly the answer if the university is asking me the same question. So the question is, what sort of challenge do I have at home? So let's say I'm the manager of my home. I manage everything. So I'm gonna give an intro that now I'd like to tell you the challenge I have got at my home is managing financial stuff. And to manage my home, I have to pay a lot of bills, rents, and I spend a lot of money on foods. And once I try to budget, and I always feel a bit lag behind, and I'm always short of money. And the reason I'd like to share it to why, and before that, I'd like to tell you a story. Is I have got the budget and I know where I'm going to spend, how much I'm going to spend, but sometimes something happened instantly as an accident. For example, sometimes I found there are few guests, they came to visit us, and that's why we can't tell them about our tight budget. So we have to do some sort of extra shoppings, and we need to entertain them, and this is how I spend extra couple of bucks over there, and that's creates some sort of problems to balance my budget. And however, at the end I managed to do it. And secondly, I would like to tell you why I'm facing this sort of challenges. First of all, when I go for the shopping and when I think about my children, and when I see some sort of things is very delicious, I can't stop myself not to buy them. And when I buy them and I come home and cook for them, and I see the enjoyment of my children and my family members, and they enjoy a lot, they appreciate a lot, and that's why I can't stop myself to spend a bit more money on the food. And the third thing I would like to say, my little kid, he is very fashionable, and when he goes to school, everyone loves him. And when we go for the shopping, he usually asks a couple of things extra, and that faces me or creates me some sort of problems. And I believe that typical mom or dad, they face the same problems. And how I'm gonna deal with that, that's I'd like to share it right now. So first of all, I try to manage earning some sort of extra money or reduce some sort of budget from somewhere else. And secondly, if I can still manage, then I have got some credit cards. I'd like to pay the bill with the credit cards, and I would like to try next month. It's not gonna happen, and I would like to share the whole situation with my family members as well, and they understand me and they don't like to put extra pressure, financially burden. And as I told you, when it happens is most of the time it happens when the festival comes. So for example, Christmas, so we haven't got that much budget for the Christmas, but when you start buying the gifts and deliver to my relatives and friends, it takes a little bit of money, and we can't say no to them not to buy the gift for them. And the second thing is, traditionally we go to the restaurant, and it takes some sort of expenditure as well. And the next thing is, festival, who doesn't go for shopping? And once you go for the shopping, you spend some sort of extra money, and that's my exact challenge. And especially I would like to say, for the shopping malls, I face these sort of problems. And finally, I would like to say that, well, there are a lot of challenges in my life. For example, it might be discipline, it might be time management, it might be financial issues, but I'd like to tell you the last thing, financial crisis, where I face at my family. So having said that, I'd like to say, making some sort of plans that's gonna develop my high income skills, and so that I can earn more and I can solve this problem. Thank you. So I think you can give some sort of what is called stories as well, more stories. You can say, last month I went to the shopping mall, and my kids, he started rolling around on the floor. He was asking some sort of expensive things, and I couldn't say to him no, and I had to buy that thing for him, and that pushed me back financially. That's the story. Or you can say, you can give some sort of examples that all of a sudden I was sick and I had to go to the hospital, and I couldn't work for a few days, and that give me some sort of financial battle as well. And I believe that I had to consider a lot of things like healthy diet and all that stuff, and that keeps me fit right now. And in future, I believe that that's not going to happen in my life. Just give some sort of evidence, some sort of example, some sort of history, and that's going to help you a lot. So I believe that if you count all the sentences, it's going to be more than 35 or to 40 sentences. So you need to ask 5 questions. What sort of challenge do you have? Why have you got this sort of challenges? How you're gonna deal with that? When usually you have got this sort of problems, and where basically do you have? And what's your future plan? To solve this sort of problem. So once you say that, it's more than 350 words. So now I would like to say another example. What sort of challenge do you have at your work? So it might be some sort of communication problem, it might be some sort of skills problem. So now I'd like to take the skill. So what sort of problems or what sort of challenge do you have at work? So now I'd like to give the answer that, at my work, I have got a lot of problems. For example, communications, skills, sales or marketings or whatever it is. And having said that, I'd like to tell you specifically about my problem of skills. So, as I am working as a salesperson, I need some sort of skills regarding the sales, and especially when I am responsible for a sector like sales, I have to consider a lot of things. How many customers can I have every day? If I miss the target, that's gonna hit the financial issues of the organization as well. So that's why I have to make sure that every day I need to have at least this amount of customers. And these are the problems I'm facing because I don't have that much skills in marketing. I don't know how to generate the prospects. For example, I don't know how to do the Facebook advertisement, Instagram advertisement, YouTube advertisement, or how to generate organic leads, texting or messaging through the Facebook to generate a lot of leads or prospects. Why I am having these sort of problems? Because I am working for this company for 10 years, and when I have started, I have got only skills is to do the cold call. That means I have got Yellow Pages, and I take the phone and I go to the number and I ask them a couple of questions, and they become interested, and they either they visit our store or they buy through the phone, and we deliver them products to them. But when Yellow Pages, that became garbage, and people, when I started calling to the people, they don't respect our calls. They became disturbed, so they started shouting with us, and that's the problem I'm facing right now. I believe that if you have got some sort of skills like Facebook marketing or Instagram or YouTube marketing, I believe that that's gonna help me a lot to hit my target regarding the sales. And how I'm gonna get these skills is I have already communicated some sort of marketers and who are doing these things every day. They know ins and outs, but it is some sort of investment as well. And I have communicated with them, and they said if I join the workshop or if I have got some sort of online course, I'll be able to learn all the things, all the skills, and then I'll be able to apply in my position. And now I'm saving some money. I think I have got already some money saved, and next month when I get the salary, I'm gonna invest £1,000 on that skills, and I believe that once I learn that, I'll be able to make a lot of leads or prospects, and this is how I'll get a lot of sales. And as I told you, I have already wasted a lot of time not to invest money, because I can't afford it right now to go like this. So that's why I have decided I'm going to invest in next month, and this is the amount I'm going to invest. And finally, I'd like to say that if I get this sort of skills, if I develop it and if I apply it, and if once I have got a stock somewhere else, then if I focus on it, and probably if I get further and some sort of coaching calls with them to sort out my problems, I believe that I can attain a lot of leads or prospects, and this is how I can just outperform the other business and hit my financial goals. And regarding that, I'd like to tell you a story that last 6 months, last year, one of my friends, he used to work for a company, and they don't pay that much, and he was trying to find a great company where he can work and earn some sort of money, and they have got a great culture as well. So he started applying for different jobs, and he found a job like marketing executives, and he go through this process, and he found that the person needs specifically these 3 skills. For example, marketing in Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, and he has got some sort of reserve money, and he invested that. And after getting this sort of skills, he contacted those particular companies that I have got this sort of skills, would you hire me? And now he started working for a company, and he made his salary double. And that's inspired me a lot to do these things, and I'm willing to do that. And finally, I'd like to say there is no alternative of education, and I'm gonna achieve it. That's it. So just try to make a lot of stories. Try to make a lot of stories, and try to give some sort of examples. And I believe that if you can do that, then you will be able to write more than 350 words. So our goal is to write down 350 words. And last thing I'd like to tell you, don't be shy to ask for help. It might be one of the members of your family. For example, it might be your son or daughter. So after doing the homework, you can give it to your son or daughter that, hey, come on, and can you please check what sort of grammatical mistakes I have done, and can you please correct me? and once they have corrected and you have learned it, and next time you're not gonna make it. And if you haven't got some sort of people, I mean, at your home, give a call to the student consultant, and he's gonna able to help you. And having said that, I'd like to say thank you for joining. Don't forget to use your 5 tools plus 3 tools. If you know how to use these 8 tools, you will be able to write more than 350 words for each question. Thank you. Bye-bye.